everybody. Thank you for being out so late. Can we please get a suggestion of anything at all that's one word, and we'll get started. Moyer. I heard porcupine? Is that right? Is that what I heard?
That is what you heard.
Porcupine. Okay. I'm really weird about sharp instruments because I always immediately envision how they're going to hurt me. That definitely goes back to when I was 7 years old, and I went with my family to the beach, and when we got there, I just had this crystal clear memory of like getting out of the car and like running right to the ocean. And like, I was 7 years old, and there was this huge boulder in the water that was like close enough so that I could easily run to it and perch on it, but not too deep in the water because I was young and I couldn't swim very well. So I got right on it, and I immediately assumed, like I knew that I was Ariel from The Little Mermaid, which was my absolute favorite movie at the time. And I just like sat on it exactly like so, like I'd studied that movie so many times. And I am not a singer, but I was possessed by the gods to start counting. And so on. And right at the pinnacle of that song, of that a cappella song, this huge wave came out of nowhere, but really it was somewhere, it was clearly there. And it just like hit me like an SNL parody. And my chin just went right at the point of this rock. And blood just went everywhere. And I literally went from like, and then I like hopped off the rock and I like couldn't see anything except like blood chunks going everywhere. And I'm like walking in the sand and there's blood everywhere, and then I like ran into my father who was like, let's go to the hospital, and I was like, never pointy things again, ever.
Speaking of sharp instruments, I recently got this injury, or I started this job at a restaurant. I'm a server. And, you know, you have to, like, open the wine for people and show them the label and the vintage, and it's very serious, and I had never done that before. And so I was opening the wine for this group of people. It was, like, a $125 bottle of wine. And I started to open it, and I slit my finger open, and, like, they were watching me so thoroughly because it was, like, a very important bottle of wine. So I just gripped it, and I just, like, kept opening it, and I started to pour it. And blood was just all over the table and the label of the bottle. Knightsbridge Cabernet. And so there was blood everywhere, and then at the end, like, I didn't notice, like, as I was pouring it, that it was bleeding. And I, like, put the bottle down and walked away, and they, like, called me back, and they were like, excuse me, why is this covered? And I was like, oh my gosh, well, there was this leak in our wine cellar, a bottle broke and it fell on there, and, you know, when I showed you the label it wasn't there, but then, like, it all of a sudden did show up. And they were like, oh, of course, and then they continued to drink it, but there was no blood around their mouth. It was all, like, where I put my hand. Please eat at my restaurants, I love it. That's great, I hope to serve you.
Well, Donald, I got us this nice bottle of Knightsbridge Cabernet.
Oh, finest. Thank you so much. This is great. Is this we're doing this, the Asian thing.
Oh, come on.
I've never been to one of these places before.
Come on, we gotta do it. We gotta do it like the Asians do it, okay? Now, I don't really know what I meant by that just now, but I'm so happy about the fact that I said it because you just make me feel like I know things. Really clear. You just make me feel like I can pour a $125 bottle of wine and say that it's from Nepal. But God, it feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, they really knew how to match us up. It's just like, it's crazy, these online things. They know. They just know. Man, that's really good.
Yeah.
You should have, are you a big, like, connoisseur of wines? Do you know a lot about them?
Yes. I know that your fingers are now balancing a wine glass.
Wow, that just happened, man. You know, this is going really well. I just think